What's happening, everybody? How are we doing tonight? Well, we got a good one tonight, yo. It's Wednesday night in the basement, and we got to try and figure out what the actual fuck Spider-Man for. And there's some other stuff too, but that's gonna be the main thing, chat. We got to figure this shit out. But before we do, fill your cup, light your because it's Wednesday night in the basement, and it's time to get nerdy. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the basement. Welcome to this Wednesday night stream. How are we all doing tonight? Spicy Dan, Alan, Brooke, what's going on? Chat, how we all doing? What's going on? Replay people, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the comments. Oh, man. The news flying left, right, and hither. Josh is probably having a fucking apoplectic fit. All the news he's not getting to talk about, but he did make it known that he is at Meta headquarters. So, look forward probably to some AI Josh streams come 2026. Like, real talk though, Josh loves him some AI, and he's at Meta headquarters. Whatever he's doing is AI related in some form or fashion. By the way, is the sound all right? Like, specifically this all right? Oh, you guys notice anything different, by the way? Notice anything slightly different? I'll give you a bit. Not a massive difference, I repeat, but it is a difference. Q. Anybody? Nobody? All right. Well, I found a way to get the actual mount that came with this microphone to stay on this arm. And you can probably see it, especially once I pointed out through the magic of zip ties. I got to get rid of that bunk ass rubber banded rig, put this thing on its proper mount, and then zip tie it to this arm. Just boom. I'm quite pleased with the results. But is the vocal audio okay? It was actually like the point before I started talking about the mount. It's a subtle difference, yeah. It okay. Aesthetically, it's a subtle difference, but this is so much more stable. It's awesome. Like this bitch does not jiggle at all now. It's amazing. I mean, I'm a simple guy. It's probably not like in the grand scheme of things amazing, but I'm a simple dude. Simple pleasures. I take pleasure in simple things. And the stability of this here mic mount is awesome. Yeah, I've seen that. There's like a whole fucking big old campaign now. People blowing up the spicy Dan. My bits jiggle. Pause. I mean, I'm gonna be 50. Yeah, my bit's been jiggling. Problem is, so's my tits, my moobs, my man boobs, my moobs. They jiggle too. Your kid's playing Battlefront 2 right now. That's awesome. Yeah, there's like a whole big ass campaign. I swear it's growing. Like people are playing the shit out of Battlefront 2, trying to get Battlefront 3 made. Although that means relying on EA, and it came out not too long ago that EA canceled their Black Panther game and closed the studio, the subsidiary studio that was going to be the developer. Now this was the regular Black Panther game, not the 1943 game with Captain America, Steve Rogers, and T'Chaka. Not that one. That one's still on. Wolverine's still on. For now. But yeah, they ixnayed the Black Panther game. EA doesn't have the rights to Battlefront anymore. Oh. Who does? Who does? And that's fantastic fucking news. But who does? Icarus, what's happening, man? Brave New World is on Disney Plus now. Shall I watch it? Only if you literally have nothing else to watch and don't mind losing 2 hours of your life. This is shit. Well, okay, so here, Okay, so Disney has the rights to Marvel, and we have Marvel rivals in jiggle physics. Maybe Disney having the rights to Battlefront isn't as bad as we think, at least in terms of video game quality. The quality of the Star Wars inside the video game, that's an issue with Disney having the rights to that. But, like, the quality of the game itself could actually end up being pretty pimp. Can you imagine Battlefront 3 done by the devs that did Rivals? Stormtroopers with jiggle physics. Oh, shit. That'd be hilarious. Any studio can make Battlefront 3? Yeah, probably. Yeah, the Marvel devs or the Rivals devs. Leia'd be thick as fuck if they made Battlefront 3 and put her in it. The Rivals devs. Firm believers in cake, those Rivals devs. They're all fucking gooners over there, basically. That's what that boils down to. And it also boils down to we don't fucking care. There's a new Elden Ring game, Night Rain, that came out today, sort of a co-op RPG game. Oh, that's cool. Are you excited for the movie? Are you excited for the upcoming Elden Ring cinematic feature? Excuse me. Are you more excited for the movie than the game? That's funny. The beat. Okay. Sorry, I'm done now. Actually, I think the song's done now too. Yep. That's funny. It's funny. What? Anything fun going on with you guys, or shall we get into some shiz? Okay, yeah. All right. The Harry Potter kids got casted. Yes, they did. And of course, the usual trolls are out because of the Hermione casting. I'm not getting all up into that. I'm just going to leave it there, but that's what's happening. I personally think, at least looks wise, they did a pretty good job casting. Um, I guess like the Hermione girl, she's like got the most experience out of all of them. I guess she's like been on stage a ton and shit. So yep, they are. Yeah, no, I like the cast. I think that it's going to be interesting to see this show, like watching a new set of kids grow with these roles, but but since it's a show, getting into like much more of the detail that you got in the novels because they're going to take a whole season per novel. Brooke watched a video on some lore behind Voldemort. Shh, you must not be named. Damn it. Just kidding. Would love to see a Voldemort focused show, to be honest. Um, yeah, one focused on like his younger years through his career at Hogwarts would be pretty cool. I mean, it was touched on in the novels and some flashbacks and shit back when he was still Tom Riddle. I'm almost kind of surprised I remember that. Like, real talk. I kind of am. I'm surprised it came to me that fast. I figured I probably would have been back when he was. But nope. Tom Riddle. Right to me. Been watching videos from Zaffy. Cool. I don't know who. I think I've heard the name. Don't know for sure. He's been making some cool movie lore videos. He made one on Voldemort. Supposedly, Voldemort is even more terrifying in the books. Oh, Voldemort is. Well, books don't scare me, so I don't know if I'd use the word terrifying, but yeah, the book version of Voldemort is a lot more intense and dark and evil, even than how he's written in the movie. I mean, they did. Don't get me wrong, the movie did a good job. Like the movies did a good job, but yeah, like even coming off the page, you can feel what Voldemort is like in the book. So I'm inclined to, I myself am inclined to agree with that. And I do have a certain amount of curiosity for the show. I'll probably give it a shot. Probably give her a go. See what's what. See how they do. Like they've got them. Does anyone know? Have they cast Harry's family yet? As far as I know, it's all like been Hogwarts people. His face is more snake-like, and he has glowing red eyes in the books. Yes, that is true. I will say this though, while they weren't dead ass on with Rafe Fiennes. Uh, the Harry Potter franchise came a lot closer to the way that character is supposed to look than, say, Kenobi did with the Grand Inquisitor. Posted the Zappy video on your server where he talks about Voldemort being scary in the book. Nice. Last I heard, they haven't yet, says Icarus. All right. Yeah, I think it's pretty much just been all Hogwarts staff and these three for the most part. Have they even cast Draco or anything? Stuff on Horcruxes is pretty cool too. Yeah, Horcruxes are kind of crazy when you think about it. I mean, someone literally like breaks off chunks of their soul and sticks them in inanimate objects so that they don't actually die. It's pretty nuts. It's pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts. All right, you guys ready to dip into some Marvel news? Not Spider-Man 4 news yet, but some Marvel news. Let us begin with this. Chris Hemsworth earlier this evening put out this little statement, just like a thank you. Let's read it together and then see what we think. Chris Hemsworth writes, or probably types, playing Thor has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I'm not even trying to do a Hemsworth impression. For the last 15 years, I've held Mjolnir and then Stormbreaker as the god of thunder. But what made it truly special was sharing it with all of you. Your passion, your cheers, and your love for this character have meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe unforgettable. Next up, Doomsday, and then the traditional corporate plug. Check out all the Thor and Avengers movies now on Disney Plus. Quick, simple, to the point. What y'all think? Think there's anything behind it, maybe? I'll tell you what I thought when I read it, and what I've seen a lot of other people be thinking. Did you think it? I want to know if you thought what I thought. Did you have the same thinks? This almost sounds like a goodbye until the last paragraph. Brooke says, I'm happy he's going to be in... That was it, Chris. Brooke says, I'm happy he's going to be in Doomsday, which was already a given. I mean, yeah. Maybe after Doomsday, Thor gets recast. Maybe. I know nothing for sure. This is pure speculation, but that sounds a hell of a lot like... What up, Darboyd? That sounds a hell of a lot like at least Hemsworth days as Thor are numbered. And if that's the case, if, because again, this is pure speculation, an attempt to read between the lines, dive deep into the text, and pull out any possible meaning. That's all that's all that's happening right now. Because on his face, it's just a, I'm going to type a nice, grateful message to the fans and tell them how much I love them. You know, on the surface, that's all that is. On the surface, that's all that is. But we are speculating on what's underneath the surface. What's underneath the surface tells this guy, Hemsworth version of Thor, getting unalive. And that the new 616 at some point will end up with a new Thor. Could be totally wrong. Why could I be totally wrong? Because this is total speculation. That's why. It could be nothing more than what it appears to be. Just, Chris Hemsworth showing his appreciation to us. Could literally be nothing more than that. And that'd be cool. Okay, that's a little bit better. No, my head doesn't disappear behind it. Anyway, so I don't know. It's obviously not like he's going to come out and be like, no, yeah, no, my version of Thor's toast. Not like he'd ever come out and confirm that, even were it true. That this is just him sending a dope message to the fans is his story, and he's going to stick to it. And that's very well all it could be. But it could be more. We shall see. No later than December 2027. Because if he's going to die, if it's not in Doomsday, it will be in Secret Wars. So, what do you guys have like an opinion? Is it just a thank you, or is there more behind it? Could we be seeing the end of Chris Hemsworth's run as the God of Thunder? What say you, chat? I'm assuming the nah is to him dying. Brooke, I think this is probably the end of Hemsworth's run as Thor after Doomsday. I'm curious to see who will be cast for Thor. Well, he could last. He could last into Secret Wars. He doesn't have to die in Doomsday. Or he could survive it all. Icarus says it sounds like it. And why would they keep Thor in the era of mutants? Oh, they're keeping all the toys, dude. There's going to be an Avengers team. There's going to be mutants. There's going to be cosmic. Like Nova. Supposed to be a thing. The Annihilation Wave is supposed to be a thing. So they're going supernatural. Like they've got all. Well, there's still weirdness with Hulk and Universal and obviously Sony. But setting those little tidbits aside, Feige's got all the toys now. And he's going to play with all the toys. The question is, and that's fucking dope, like the possibilities after Secret Wars are ridiculous. There's so many things they could do all at the same fucking time. Now, this also brings to mind a couple questions. One, how much would they try to have us keep track of all at the same time? Travis, what's going on? Like, so they've got Earthbound stuff, which is Mutants and Avengers. They will have Cosmic, which both the which both the mutants and the Avengers could dive into. More so the mutants; they're much more cosmic related than the Avengers ever get. But there's room for pretty much everybody in there. And then the supernatural side. That's a lot of fucking toys to play with. Now, they're going to have to be very, 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 very careful how they ration that shit out. Like, they don't want to put out like 3 movies a year, one in each group, and have us try and keep track of 3 storylines at the same time. That would be fucking ridiculous. So they're going to have to be very, very careful, very prudent on how they do this shit. And they cannot take for goddamn ever to start tying it together either. So, yeah, Avengers are going to be around still. Which means there will be a reason to have Thor around. Travis says, I would actually like if they introduced Thunderstrike to replace Thor. The idea of a normal blue-collar guy accidentally getting his powers would add a new dynamic. Yeah, I mean, on paper that sounds cool, but Marvel has a alternative version of people's favorite characters problem already with phases 4 and 5. So they need to get back to damn near Infinity War levels of popularity before they can go fucking around with like too many side characters. Unfortunately, the case is Marvel fucked up all new, all different Marvel, both on the page and on the screen. Like, Feige could have done phases 4 and 5 different and actually redeemed the all new, all different Marvel comic run some, because that was not that popular. There were unhappy fans for a wide variety of reasons, some legit, some not. But the long and short of it is sales went down for the comics, and long and short of it is viewership has gone down both on the Disney Plus and in the theater for the MCU. They're 0 for 2 with that strategy. And Thunderbolts fucking paid for it. Like, even with side characters, if Marvel's on top, that's like a $650 million, $700 million movie. Like, regardless of the fact that it's mostly B and C characters. If Marvel is on top, Thunderbolts makes 650, 700 million. Marvel wasn't on top. Fucking around with bullshit for too long. And so Thunderbolts is not even going to make $400 million. Lilo and Stitch has already made more than Thunderbolts. Let that one ruminate for a minute. Lilo and Stitch, in its opening weekend, granted, 4-day weekend because of the holiday, but Lilo and Stitch, in its opening weekend, already made globally more than Brave New World has made globally. Brand damage. An unfortunately significant amount of brand damage. I mean, think about it. They've had, out of their last, since 2023, they have put out 3, 4, 5, 6, and this July will be 7 Marvel Cinematic features. Out of those 7, 2 have not flopped. Guardians 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. 2023, Quantumania, Marvels, flop. 2025, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, flop. What up, Prez? How you doing? So yeah, Marvel has an issue. So while Thunderstrike is an intriguing character, um, now is not the time. Oh, Spider-Man 3. Well, I was only talking since 2023. Spider-Man 3 came out in 21. And yeah, it made 1.9 billion without China. That movie went fucking nuts. That's a 2 point. That's an end game. That movie would have made end game money if it had released in China. I think what end game made. Okay. Ooh, maybe not quite, but it'd have been right there. Endgame grossed just under 2.8 billion. $2,799,439,100. No Way Home with China probably would have made 2.2, 2.3. But yeah, I was just talking about since 2023. Marvel has had an issue. 60% of the time. We shall see what happens to the Fantastic Four. Now I'm more concerned about that movie than I have been at any point in time. Not about its quality, but about its performance. Like I knew Marvel was in rough shape, but I didn't know it was not. It was Thunderbolts not even going to make 400 million kind of bad shape. Like that. That ain't good. That ain't good. That ain't good. So gonna be interesting. I had a lot more confidence a few months ago in his performance. I am 100% confident in its quality. I have no worries about how much I'm going to enjoy this movie. I am still 100% confident it is going to be dope. I'm unfortunately starting to become confident that, like Thunderbolts, which was also a really good movie, that won't matter. That's the problem. It might not look matter. Icarus says, I guess Jurassic World, then Superman, then F4 in terms of money. So many people think the dinosaurs are going to do that well. I don't. I don't think any of those movies are going to make a billion. Even if F4 doesn't do that well, it's still going to be stepping on Superman's toes, which is going to be stepping on Jurassic World's toes. I know the first three Jurassic Worlds all made over $1 billion each. They were not surrounded by this much competition. They didn't have back-to-back comic book movies coming at them in any of their previous three releases. Now, again, if Marvel were on top, like Jurassic World's fucked. But regardless, F4 is going to make some kind of an impact. Superman is definitely going to make an impact. Like Jurassic World has literally 2 weeks to make what it's going to make. And then Superman going to come flying in and stomp all over those fucking dinosaurs. And then after F4 comes out, he might see through Sue Storm's shields, twist fucking Reed into a pretzel, put Johnny's fire out, and smash the thing into individual rocks. Like it's going to be very interesting. I'll tell you. Whereas says, once they start using headlining characters again, they'll start making money. Even down to simple titles that tell the audience what they're getting, like Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah. That's why it's a good thing then the next three confirmed movies are two Avengers movies and a Spider-Man movie. Like Marvel's most popular cinematic title and the literal most popular comic book character on the globe. Kids want to watch dinosaurs? Oh yeah, 100%. Kids are also going to want to watch Superman along with the adults. Superman appeals to the Superman most iterations. And Gunn is definitely going for this style. Like the Donner iteration, very family oriented Superman. Snyder's iteration, much less so. Like I freely admit that. Much darker Superman. I love it. But I also love the Donner Superman too. So like Gunn going for that vibe. Hell yeah. Love it. Gunn paying homage to the original John Williams theme. Love it. Oh yeah, that's right. Josh actually posted that he heard that there was a lot of the Gunn humor that got cut out of the movie. Now, if that's actually the case, F4 is in real fucking trouble. Because if they removed gunning on this movie and it's just like pretty much a straight up Superman movie with the right fucking positive vibe, oh my god. If any movie that month has a chance to make $1 billion, it's that one. And if Superman starts getting on track to make $1 billion, Jurassic World is fucked. So really, it all comes down to Superman. The month of July, in my opinion, by my logic. No super shit fart jokes? Possibly not. My only question is, fucking cat here. My only question is who issued that mandate? Was this Gunn somehow coming to some manner of reality when it comes to his sensibilities not fitting in a Superman movie? Or did Daddy's ass take a hand and be like, get that shit the fuck out of this movie so we can make some real money on it, you dumb fuck? I'm personally inclined to think that Daddy's ass came down and paid a little visit to James and was like, all right, I've seen this movie. Get all your dumbass humor the fuck out of it. And then you can release it. That's the more likely scenario in my mind. I don't see Gunn self-editing that much. Because, like, pretty much everyone in his position in Hollywood, which is a studio head, and this includes studio heads I actually like and think are doing a good job. He's got a big ass fucking ego, just like Feige has a big ass fucking ego. Just like Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdy at the regular Warner Brothers studio have a big fucking ego. Who's producing the movies over at Sony now for Marvel? That motherfucker has a big fucking ego. Avi Arad has a big fucking ego. David Zaslav has a big fucking ego. Bob Iger has a big fucking... All these people have big fucking egos. All of them. So yeah. To me, this is more of Daddy's ass being like, bruh, no. Get rid of it. Get rid of it now. Excuse me. That's what I think. And I am profoundly grateful for it. Because I would have been annoyed. Now, here's a question, though. And I literally just now thought of this. Literally just now. What Josh posted only said the humor. It did not in any way address that other rumor, the retcon of the Kryptonians. Nothing was mentioned of that. So while Daddy Zaz may have regulated when it came to the gun humor, did he have anything to say about that other rumored retcon? Josh didn't mention that, just the humor. And the humor was only one of my concerns. That retcon was the other one. Travis says, not sure if you talked about it yet, but I could see Spider-Man 4 having Peter attending college science where Bruce ends up being his teacher, leaning into the idea of him not remembering. That's interesting. That's not what's going to happen according to the rumors and reports, but that is a cool idea. Actually, I take that back. There's potential for that to be part of the movie, but I will get into the rest later. Nostalgic factor for big major past characters is strong. That is very true, bro. That is very true. So yeah. But yeah, that's the other main concern. Are they gonna turn the Kryptonians? Spoiler alert, I've talked about this on multiple streams, and from all appearances, everyone here already knows and was here the last couple times I talked. Because I talked about it when it was first announced, and then I talked about it when the Super Shit rumor came out. And I'm going to talk about it again right now. So, spoiler warning. Alert, spoiler warning. Okay, so, to reiterate the rumor to which I'm referring. It is alleged that Gunn has turned the Kryptonians from a benevolent society who fucked up their planet to the point it could blow up to a society of, in order of concept release, Saiyans or Viltrumites. Whichever you prefer. In other words, Kal-El was not sent here to save his life from the destruction of his home planet. Although it is not mentioned whether or not that the destruction of Krypton still happened. Although if it does, given the nature of what Kryptonians might be in this movie, Krypton being destroyed could very well be written to be from outside forces rather than internal fuckery. Setting that aside, though, regardless of what actually happens to the planet, Jor-El sent Kal-El here not necessarily to save his life from a dying planet, but possibly, but primarily, like Invincible, he is supposed to be a conqueror. That's the rumor. Evil Nazi Kryptonians? I don't know about Nazi, but they're definitely in some form of conqueror mode. Nazi's pretty specific. They have their own. They're their own little group of, fascist conquerors. I mean, all Nazis are fascist conquerors, but not all fascist conquerors are Nazis. So for the nonce, we'll just say they're being Saiyans or Viltrumites and unlawful conquerors. Yeah. Brooks says, wonder what's the main weakness of Viltrumites? The Kryptonians have kryptonite. I good question. I've never read the comics. Like, my Invincible knowledge is limited completely to what I've watched on Prime Video. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if they have a weakness similar to kryptonite, regardless of whether or not it's, you know, um, mineral based or whatever. If their weakness might not be to a glowing rock. It might be to something else, but in general, do they even have one? What is the Achilles heel of the Viltrumite ring? Are there any readers of the Invincible comic in chat? And if there are, has that ever been addressed to your recollection? Because I got no motherfucking clue. Yeah, that's the rumor. So, while it is cool to hear that there's a chance, at least, that some of the gun got cleaned out of that movie. Again, nothing was mentioned about the Kryptonians as Viltrumites thing, so that could still be an issue, at least for me. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I am not a fan of that idea at all. Not a fan. I mean, it's not going to necessarily. If the rest of the movie's good enough, it won't necessarily be like a deal breaker for me. I won't be all like with the fucking Homelander meme. You know? I mean, it's possible I will be if the rest of the movie doesn't overcome that shit, but it is possible that the rest of the movie is quality enough that I'll be like, okay, that kind of sucks, but I can deal. Because the rest of this movie is fucking awesome. If that's the case, I'll be fine. If the rest of the movie is also not that great, I'm just going to hate the whole motherfucker. As with everything, well, some of the information is concerning. There's a lot of stuff out there that is not. This movie, like, they've improved the visuals a lot over the trailers. That's there's parts of what's been out there that look really fucking good, and then there's some parts, both confirmed and not, that have not been so good. But as I always do, I'm going into the theater. Well, in this case, theater. Sometimes it's the TV, phone, or computer screen. If it's a Disney Plus thing, but I'm going into the theater for Superman, open-minded, ready to take in what is presented to me and evaluate it on that and that alone. And then, based on how I feel, either sing its praises or drop big old turds on it. One of the two. Okay. I am going to go grab a beverage real quick. And then there's three more Marvel tidbits, and then we're going to get into the Spider-Man 4 of it all, because, my God, that fucking movie. I'll be right back. Oh, that first slug of beverage out of the ice cold can is amazing. All right, chat. Next little tidbit we got for the Marvel. Supposedly, according to my time to shine here, supposedly a second Black Panther will show up in Avengers Doomsday. Just a quick little one line of a tidbit. Why I called it a tidbit. Just a quick little one line story. So, second Black Panther. Well, the current Black Panther is Shuri. So, a second Black Panther. How are they going to handle this? Will it be a version of T'Challa? Could it possibly be a version of his father, T'Chaka? I mean, we're talking multiverse here, and time does not move the same in all universes. Got to keep that in mind. So, or is this just gonna be an aged up Toussaint? I'm gonna go ahead and, even though I brought it up, say it will not be T'Chaka. What up, C-Dub? I threw that out there, but I'm also going to immediately discount it. Icarus says they could need a younger Panther for the Young Avengers. Yeah. Well, it's going to be champions because they're going to be in their fucking 20s now. Like they won't be teens anymore. But yeah, if they just age him up again to a certain point, then yeah, he could fit in that team. Although they probably wouldn't use him that way. But they could. They very well could. You never know. But yeah, so they got options. I hope, this is just me, but I personally, this guy right here, hopes that it is a recasted, fully grown T'Challa. They'll be teams just like Teen Wolf was a team for 20 seasons. I mean, how long's Bart Simpson been in the fourth fucking grade? But yeah, no. It's a little different in live action. Oops. Okay. What do y'all think? Aged up Toussaint or multiversal, already full grown T'Challa? I hope T'Challa variant. What do you guys think? Which way will they go? Toussaint variant. Toussaint variant. Toussaint variant. Brooke, what do you think, Brooke? Toussaint or variant? Icarus, C-Dub, Travis, Craze, Lazy Dan. Anybody? Toussaint or T'Challa? Who we gonna get? Brooke thinks multiversal. Darboy, Disney isn't smart enough to get us a variant Black Panther. I mean, that's a fair point. So Darboy votes Toussaint. I feel like I walked into this convo at the wrong time. I mean, maybe. Basically, there, according to my time, there will be a second Black Panther in Doomsday, as Shuri is the current Black Panther. We're spitballing on who this one would be, and basically the choices are aged up Toussaint or full grown T'Challa variant. Brooke says variant. Darboyd says Toussaint. We're ending the multiversal saga so they can make use of a multiversal variant of Black Panther, probably is my guess. C-Dub, this is my first week with the kids out of school. Tried to work from home today. My God. Yeah. You're gonna be doing more work after this stream, aren't you? Unless you're doing both right now. This is your first bit of privacy all day. Wow. Icarus says probably Kid Panther because he could take the lantern in the future. Variant could be more interesting though. Yeah. I'm leaning variant just because you're gonna have to go to the office all summer. um I'm leaning multiversal. Basically because they're gonna have to fuck with the timeline way too much in order to get Toussaint old enough to actually be a Panther. Well, actually, how old was he at the end of Black Panther? Or Wakanda Forever? Allegedly. Okay, so he was 6 at the end of Wakanda Forever. All right. Okay, so let's go with that. He's 6. Even if, and I don't even think it's this long timeline wise, even if there are 10 years between Wakanda Forever and Doomsday, he's still only going to be 16. Pretty sure he's not going to be taking any heart shaped herb at 16 and donning a vibranium suit at 16 to be the full on Black Panther. I mean, they could still do it. They could make an excuse. They could figure out some kind of pseudo comic y explanation to how he went from age 6 to like age 23 and can don the mantle. I'm sure someone much more creative than I could come up with a scenario. But if they don't do a good enough job, people are going to be like, that's fucking lame. So, both story wise and just in general, a variant is the way, it is the move. Now we'll see in December of next year what move they take. Unless we hear about it first, which we probably will. C-Dub says, my boss leaving for France next week and dropped her responsibilities in my lap today without warning. Damn. I've only been here for 5 months. I love my kids so much, but shit. Yeah, that fucking sucks. Variant kid, Black Panther from another universe? No. Just like Sadie Sink. Well, you lost me on the just like Sadie Sink, Chris. I need a little more context. It's a good thing my boss is awesome, just wasn't expecting it at all. Yeah, I mean, regardless, regardless of whether it annoys you or not, or whether you can handle it or not, and I'm sure you can handle it. Yeah, just dropping it in your lap like that is it's at least a little shitty. Just a little. Rumors are the Sadie Sink is Kid Spider-Man from. Oh yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Speaking of Sadie Sink, really want Stranger Things season 5 soon. Doesn't that come out this year? There's the next year. All right, after we go down this little Stranger Things rabbit hole, we're getting back to the fucking news. Oh yeah. Sometime this year. Okay. Um. All right. So there's no official word, but it is this year. Some people are speculating this fall for Stranger Things. But no official. All we know is this year. There's been no official word on when. Not yet. Dude, I was hoping to keep working from home even with my kids being home all summer, but today pretty much sealed the deal. Blinker time. It was a fool's hope. Netflix to dumb on Saturday. Maybe they announce Stranger Things then. They'll probably announce One Piece season 2. What, next Saturday? Maybe. They very well could. That would be smart if that's like kind of Netflix's own Hall H. That would be the time to announce it. Is that what that is? Basically, Nexus SDC. Nexus. Netflix's SDCC Hall H. Is that what your dumb is? Dude says, I'm super lucky though. Oh, it's today? Or this coming Saturday? Oh, goddamn, I'm streaming like Saturday. It's Wednesday. So it's this weekend. Okay. There's a special One Piece announcement on the Netflix YouTube channel. Oh, okay. So, but that's what it is, right? Basically, their Hall H or their D23. That's probably a closer comparison, honestly. So Netflix to Dome equals D23, basically. All right, that'll be. I follow enough. I follow enough accounts that cover just basically entertainment news because they cover a lot of Marvel and stuff news is part of their entertainment news coverage. So I'm sure I'll see something about it. And if it's cool enough, I might even bring it up Saturday night. Oh, Brooke, you're excited for season 2 of One Piece? Nice. Nice. All right. A little bit of Vision Quest news. Or Vision news, I should say, because they're not calling it Vision Quest anymore. So, this one is according to Daniel Rippick. Carrie Condon will play the human form of Tony Stark's AI Friday in the Vision show. She also voiced the role in the movie. So, if you do not happen to recall, Friday was the AI that Tony began to use in Age of Ultron after Jarvis got fucked up by Ultron and then ended up in Vision. So that's the Irish sounding chick that he had. So the voice of Friday is evidently going to be showing up, according to Daniel RPK, in the Vision show in the flesh, as it were. Netflix is one of our biggest accounts, says C-Dub, as is Warner Media. Can't have kids yelling in the background when I'm renewing their broadcast licenses. Yeah, that would be awkward. That would definitely be awkward. So, that's interesting. We have Ultron, an AI creature, basically. Now we have Friday from Age of Ultron going forward in human form. And then, according to Charles Murphy, and also, or by Charles Murphy in his website, wrote about another Daniel Richtman casting. This is according to Richtman, aka Daniel Rippick, who broke the Miller casting that we just talked about. Schitt's Creek star Emily Hampshire has joined the cast of Vision. Rickman reports that Hampshire will bring another Stark AI, Edith, the voice of Peter Parker's augmented reality, security, defense, and artificial tactical intelligence system uploaded into a pair of glasses, to life. Yeah. Okay, so that's just more blah blah about stuff. Soupy, what's happening? Yo. Prez, how though? How does she get a body physical form? Is it Ultron being a weirdo? I need theories. Oh, you'll get some. Oh, there's one more. One more bit of casting news. Oh, god damn it. Shit. Give me a second. I accidentally just closed the fucking window. I'll find it real quick, though. All right. Well, I'll just use this. This will work. Oh, there we go. Nothing been playing Doom 1993. Nice. Have you heard the rumors about Heisenberg becoming Professor X? Heisenberg. Is that a Breaking Bad reference? You talking about the homie whose name I can't remember, although I was planning on talking about that. But while we're on the subject of Vision, the Vision show, everyone keeps saying it's Vision Quest. Is it still Vision Quest? Because I could have sworn they dropped the quest. The Breaking Bad guy, yes. I have heard those. I actually was going to be talking about that after a couple more of these here. But, yeah, this is confirmed by Deadline, so this is happening. This lady here, Tania Miller, has officially been cast as Jocasta in Vision Quest. Now, if you don't know who Jocasta is, Jocasta was an AI cyborgy creature created by Ultron to be his mate and later rebels. What up, Delta Dan? So we have in Vision, obviously we have Vision. Allegedly we have Tommy. We now have two AIs brought to life. Friday and Edith. Now we have Jocasta, obviously vision. Um, it, hmm. Well, here's a theory I saw, and it was someone tweeted it at Alex Perez, and he reposted it. The thought is, and the only reason I bring this up is because Alex Perez reposted it, so I don't know if it's like his theory or if he's heard something. Could be either with this motherfucker, but it's still interesting. And that is that the reason we're getting all these AIs and shit in human form and stuff is because a lot of the show is going to be taking place inside Vision's mind, where it would make sense for AIs to be represented anthropomorphically. What do you think of that one, Prez? We have living human AIs because the show's going to take place in Vision's head, where AI is having an anthropomorphic form makes total sense. What do you think about that? Don't like it. You don't like that one? Ooh. Oh, I just refreshed. Welcome, newcomers. Thanks for stopping in. If everyone would be so kind, pretty please hit that thumbs up button. And then while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe and the notification bell, which are approximately here and here. That way you know anytime we're doing something here in the basement, talking that nerd talk. Chris says it does make sense. I just don't see Marvel going complex enough for that. Well, I definitely think that's a very fair sentiment to have. The only reason I have even a little bit of hope that Marvel actually could be going that complex, at least one more time on Disney Plus, is because the show's being produced in Phase 6. And is being showrun by Terry Matalas, who has done some fairly awesome shit. Most recent example I can think of is season 3 of Picard. And he's done a couple other dope ass things too. Let me check his stats here. Let's check the stats. Okay, so Picard wasn't his first foray into Star Trek. He wrote for Voyager and Enterprise. Yeah, look at that. He did the 12 Monkeys show on Sci-Fi. Okay, yeah. So what do we got here? On TV, Star Trek Enterprise, Terra Nova, Nikita, 12 Monkeys, Blood Drive, Night Flyers, MacGyver, Star Trek Picard, and now Vision Quest. Okay, so yeah. He's got a reasonably decent resume. So I think he's definitely capable of doing a very, 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 very good job. Chris says, "What blows me away is we have seen shit for Wonder Man and nothing legit for Vision." Well, Wonder Man doesn't come out till December. So that doesn't surprise me. We probably won't see anything for that until September at the earliest. That's even if, they think anyone's going to give a fuck about that show. We might not even see promo for that till be October. And as for Vision Quest, some of these castings are rumored, some of them are confirmed. As for seeing anything promotional, it doesn't come out till next year sometime, so probably not till late this year. The absolute earliest. I'm not sure when it comes out next year. I just know it's next year. In the original Guardians of the Galaxy run, says Travis, Vision becomes Mainframe, the AI of their ship. The first villains are also aliens called the Stark because they build their civilization from Tony's tech. Interesting. Bix for Wonder Woman, please, says Delta Dan. No argument here. That would all fit nicely as the future direction. Yeah, they could adapt that. Yeah, Delta Dan, that's got my vote. Adria Arjona as Bix, or as Bix. Yeah, it was already Bix. Adria Arjona as Wonder Woman would be good. I wonder if there's just for shits and giggles, not that I really give a fuck, but just out of curiosity. I wonder if there's a badass Greek actress that they could use for Wonder Woman. Because their pantheon is the Greek pantheon there on Themyscira. So that's the only reason I ask. Amazons have the Greek pantheon. You know what? Just for fuck's sake. Prominent. Here we go. Aniston. No. Trish Stratus. Maria Kanellis. Oh, another wrestler. Still looking. Jamie Lynn Sigler. Yeah, she's too old now. Okay, so not many. They need to just hire some. They should just hire someone that just looks the part in general. Then yeah, it was an interesting little quick quest. Del Dan says Bix could be Greek in my head. I mean, she can be anything she wants. She's a way better actress than Gal. Yes, both easy on the eyes. Also, yes. And setting her lack of acting chops aside, Gal Gadot, or however the fuck you pronounce her name, is a quite attractive woman. She looked good. Adria Arjona, much better actress. Also a quite attractive woman. Excuse me, she also looked good. There's a few decent candidates out there, but she is definitely one of them. I would not be mad at all. Can't remember any of the other fan casts I've seen. Someone thought of our Aunt Anna Darmus, but she too little. Travis says, never forget when James Cameron wanted a Hispanic character in Aliens, he just took John Connor's foster mom and painted her brown. Never knew that. A little crazy. Also the early 80s. So people wonder why DEI programs are important. Unfortunately, no one can seem to execute them worth a damn. Which is, an issue. Anyway, that's it for that. That is wild though, I gotta say. All right. Next little tidbit. Little tidbit on the Punisher special. This also comes from Murphy's Multiverse. At least this article does. Look up Vasquez and Aliens. Oh shit! Yep. Damn. They stuck that ass in a tanning machine. Holy. Okay. Yep. That's. Oh damn. Okay. Hey, that's her. Shit. That's wild. Okay. She did not age well at all. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. But yeah, that is her. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy. All right. Punisher Netflix special. Frank Castle may not have won the battle against Wilson Fisk's anti-vigilante task force in the Daredevil Born Again season 1 finale, but he spilled plenty of blood, and it was awesome to watch. Most importantly, he lived to fight another day, escaping his dungeon cell and setting up the next chapter in his story. Set to stream on Disney Plus in 2026, the Punisher special presentation, co-written by star John Bernthal and Ronaldo Marcus Green, will film later this year, but to date, no details about the project's plot or cast have been officially revealed. When the special presentation was first announced in February 2025, happy day, that Bernthal posted a picture of the cover of The Punisher number 53, the first of a 7-part arc entitled The Final Days. Published in 1991, Final Days, written by Mike Barron, saw Castle tangle with Wilson Fisk. Given that Fisk is the central villain in the street-level corner of the MCU, an adaptation of The Final Days in which Frank takes down the Fat Man would make plenty of sense. However, it sounds as though the new project may be introducing a new crime boss to the MCU for Frank to set his sights on. Once again, according to insider Daniel Rickman, the Punisher special presentation is currently searching for an actress to play a female crime boss who will serve as the primary antagonist of the project. Looks like we got a little Vader action going on here with this lady. All right. All right, that's just a quote. Though that's about as generic as a character description can be, the information has fans beginning to believe that the villain will be Isabella Ma Nucci, the head of the Nucci crime family who tried to take Castle out in Volume 5 of The Punisher, written by Garth Ennis. The 12-issue arc, known as Welcome Back Frank, launched Ennis' 49-issue run with the character and has long been hailed as a classic Punisher tale. I need that paperback or omnibus, whatever. Anyway, hard-boiled and gruesome, Welcome Back Frank took the character back to his roots and allowed him to do what he does best. Kill bad guys with extreme prejudice, and a flamethrower. In terms of MCU Punisher continuity, Ma Nucci makes quite a bit of sense as an antagonist for the project, given that Frank wiped out several members of the Nucci crime family, including her son Tony, in episode 1.01 of The Punisher, 3 a.m. So that looks painful. Earlier this year, Bernthal promised fans that the Disney Plus special presentation would match the tone set over the 2 seasons of The Punisher, which streamed on Netflix. It's going to be dark. Frank has no interest in breaking out of the darkness, Bernthal said. It's not going to be easy. I don't know if that's the Netflix tone, then that's what it's going to be. It will not be Punisher light. I promise you that. If Bernthal's new Punisher story does indeed draw inspiration from Ennis' Welcome Back Frank art, there's plenty of darkness from which to draw. Alrighty then. What do you guys think about the potential of Ma Nucci showing up in all her, looks like, limbless glory? What do you guys think of that? Kind of interesting. I've never read that run. Has anyone in chat ever read that run of The Punisher? Anybody at all? I have not, unfortunately. She's already limbless in the show, or happens during? I don't know that. I don't know. She ends up limbless in the comic, and that frame is it frame? Yeah, that frame they showed had her at least with 2 stumps, and I think it's all 4. Oh. The fuck? Alright. What the hell happened? Did I accidentally close the fucking window again? Shoot! Where you been? Yeah. Oh, here's an interesting fan cast. You guys want to see this interesting fan cast? It's not a Marvel fan cast. I guess I can't say you're getting limbs cut off on Disney Plus. Yeah, it'll probably already have happened. But here's an interesting fan cast. Tell me what you guys think of this one. Any takers? Yeah, we're gonna get a little gooner real quick. All right, that's enough. I don't want y'all ruining your keyboards or whatever. Oh, yeah, that's his name, fucking Bryan Cranston. Did y'all hear about the Batman Deadpool crossover? I think that'll be dope. I think Deadpool is going to be all kinds of annoying. And it'll be hilarious. Batman will probably have to kick his ass. At least once. Bitch. The fuck is my info? Hashtag my Aunt May. Jason Momoa's Bison. Well, he already going to be Bobo. Hashtag my Aunt May. You realize she's like creeping up on 60, y'all? That's crazy. I will find you. I'll find you. I'm really gonna do this. Where's my fucking story? I might be getting there now, maybe. This is getting on my motherfucking nerves. My motherfucking nerves. My motherfucking nerves. Okay. Sweet Jesus. Oh, good God Almighty. Why can't I find my story? Okay. Here we go. That was way back on play. No, I couldn't find it. No, I'm not frozen. I was intently searching. But I get a very blank face. So yeah, it probably did look like I was frozen. Sorry about that. Anywho. Alright, so there's that one. Yeah, my age is like mine, most definitely. Most definitely. All right. Let us now talk about the main subject. Fucking Spider-Man 4, now finally known as Spider-Man Brand New Day. There have been so many rumors about this movie. A lot of them even coming from reliable insiders and scoopers. I mean, we've had talk of Venom. We've had talk of No. We've had talk of, oh, this movie's going to be grounded. We've had, oh no, this movie's going to be multiversal as fuck. And then lately, it started to look like it was going to start leaning more into a grounded story. A little bit. Then we start getting some casting stuff. First, we got Sadie Sink is going to be in Spider-Man 4. Okay. Young redhead. Who could she be? Now, given that Zendaya's MJ is not Mary Jane, it's Michelle something, I think. We could be getting a straight up Mary Jane Watson. It has been posited that she could be playing Mayday Parker. with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst being her parents. But in reality, all of that is fucking speculation. We have no idea who the hell she's playing. She doesn't even necessarily have to be playing a redhead. There are wigs. There's hair dye. We just know she's in it. And now lately we've gotten some more. Well, these are closer to rumors, but quite a few little revelations have come from this. There's this one guy on Instagram who went to the Disney Blockbuster Consumer Products panel, and he's the one that where we got images that everyone got all excited about the Spider-Man uniform, Doctor Doom's uniform. I mean, like he posted those, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god, those costumes are so fucking dope!" And then it turns out that those were like literal comic images from Marvel Comics, or at least drawings based on art from actual Marvel Comics. I think it might actually have been in the comics. Anyway, regardless, not original art pieces, not concept art, but they were there as an indication of Marvel's inspiration behind the costume designs we are going to get. And if that is the case, they are choosing good bases. The Spider-Man and Doom costumes or the Spider-Man and Doom that they showed, were dope. So that's not the only news this person revealed. According to this person, it was also revealed, again, this is according to this person, that we are going to get Scorpion, potentially even played by the dude from was it Homecoming or Far From Home? Homecoming, I think. So this dude might be back. And then we're also allegedly supposed to get Boomerang and Tombstone. Now, we've seen Scorpion and Tombstone both already in My Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We already have seen a live-action Scorpion in, I believe, is it Homecoming? I think it's Homecoming. And then there's Boomerang. And then I'm not going to dig for this post, but it also came out that they're looking to bring Tarantula in to this movie as a villain. So that's a lot of villains. That's a lot of street level villains, which would suggest, along with this movie now coming out before Doomsday, that we're gonna get the grounded Spider-Man movie we all were hoping for. Put a pin in that. We'll come back to it. But then news came out. Oh, that was according to a sizzle reel. Okay. But then Apocalyptic Horseman, who basically represents Nexus Point News, on Thursday dropped one humdinger of a fucking story about Spider-Man 4. Where you at, Quad? There you are. Mark Ruffalo is set to return as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Holy shit. Now here's the question. What form is he going to take? Are we still dealing with Professor Hulk? Or will there be some kind of more fun happening here? Well, any Nerdvengers in the crowd will possibly remember that fucking go. So you remember Thursday when this broke? Just a second here. I swear, Twitter's pissing me the fuck off tonight, guys. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, evidently, just after Josh started talking about seeing that post from Nexus Point News that we're getting Hulk, or at least Bruce Banner, Mark Ruffalo in Spider-Man 4. Josh got a message from somebody or other because he definitely didn't see it on Twitter. So it must have been one of his contacts messaged him, and he his shock was so great that he blurted out loud without thinking, I'm guessing, that Hulk is the villain of the movie. What? Well, guess what, folks? There's only one way Professor Hulk becomes the villain. As Doctor Strange put it. Or no, this way. There is but one fucking way. The Hulk can be the villain of Spider-Man 4. You know what it is, chat. Someone say it. What is the one way Hulk can be the villain in Spider-Man 4? Come on, chat. You know the answer. Say it. Say it, chat. It's simple. There's only one way. Savage Hulk is back, motherfuckers. We are finally getting Savage Hulk back. Mr. Negative. Yeah, we're still wondering about that one. But we are finally getting Savage Hulk back, y'all. That's the only way Hulk can be a villain. Is if Savage Hulk becomes back and starts wrecking New York again. It's the only way, baby. We get Savage Hulk back next summer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now, having Savage Hulk added to the list of villains For the most part, Hulk is an earthbound hero or whatever. I mean, obviously he ended up on Sakaar in the Infinity Saga and whatnot, but for the most part, he's an earthbound kind of character. So this would also potentially lend credence to a grounded Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. Mr. Negative, maybe he could get Hulk back to Hulk form. The way his powers work, definitely. He could kind of pull on Hulk using his powers what Wanda did to Hulk in Age of Ultron with hers. He could totally set him off. He could totally set him off. 100%. But we still don't have any confirmation on him yet. Unfortunately. But yeah, baby, Savage Hulk. Now, on top of that, y'all remember? Yeah, Travis, that theory people have already been bandying about because it happened in the comic. Is Bruce did not remember Peter was Spidey, but Hulk does. Two different consciousness. This is one remembers where the other does not, because the one was subsumed when well, in the comics Peter did it, but when Peter, actually I don't remember how it happened in the comics. I know it happened after Civil War though. Can't remember if in the comics that was the work of Doctor Strange or not. But regardless, not irregardless, that's not a fucking word. But regardless of how it happened in the comic, a lot of people have brought that up on the Twitter already, Travis. Some people like, ooh, this could be it. Some people like, I really hope they do this, that kind of thing. But it's been brought up, 100%. So now that's just going off of Josh's what the fuck is that? This is a thing. And then he tweeted this out. A second person just confirmed Hulk is the villain of there we go. A second person just confirmed Hulk is the villain of Brand New Day. Probably not Maestro, but I definitely think Savage Hulk is back. Yes. 100%. Anyway. Excuse me. If we end the third Marvel movie with the villain getting talked down or hugged, though, I'm going to be pissed. I mean, yeah, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Y'all remember that old ass rumor that lived for a very short while and then no one ever talked about it again? There was an old ass rumor that said Spider-Man was going to be fighting the Hulk. And Spider-Man was going to have a buddy. Anyone remember what I'm talking about? Y'all know who that buddy was? You remember? I know we talked about it. Y'all remember who was going to buddy up with Peter to try and take down the Hulk? And this rumor is starting to make the rounds again. Remember, guys? The Punisher. Yes, baby. There is a chance. There's a chance we could get Frank Castle Punisher in Spider-Man 4. Yep, exactly, Delta Dan. What if the symbiote from No Way Home ends up on Hulk and that's what sets him off? Interesting what if, but here's another fun one, and I think Josh mentioned this possibility. What if Peter gets the black suit before the fight with Hulk? That could be beneficial. That would be a way that he could it would be a bit more realistic for him to take the Hulk down. Oh, they should, yeah, Symbiote Hulk. That'd make a fun It'd be ridiculously terrifying, like from a comic character's perspective, but it'd be dope to read. So imagine this scenario, chat. Somehow or other, Peter ends up with the black suit before the end of Brand New Day. And it's black suit Spidey along with Frank Castle versus Savage Hulk. Now, there is another story, speaking of which, there's another story out there where Marvel is building a ginormous practical set for what is being called the biggest action set piece they've done. Which, compared to Endgame, I doubt that's actually the case. But, given the fact that it's practical, it might be the biggest practical action set piece they've ever done. Maybe that's what. But yeah, so, wait. Is that for Doomsday or is that for Spider-Man? That might be for Doomsday. I might be misremembering. Maybe forget everything I just said. But regardless, I think it might be for Spider-Man 4, because Dustin Daniel Cretton's the fucking man. But yeah, that is, if true, now mind you, this is an old rumor that's now starting to circulate just a little bit again. You're going to have to make Punisher a suit, or Punisher would be one hit away from death. I mean, also true. Excuse me. But, yeah, so versus Hulk. Yeah, well, technically versus Peter as well. Like, if Peter holds back, he pulls all his punches. He could literally punch through a person if he chose to. Or punch your head clean off your fucking body invincible style. If he chose to. Spider-Man's that fucking strong. It's ridiculous. So, again, all those, you got Scorpion, you got Tombstone, you got Boomerang. Now we allegedly have Tarantula, and now we have Savage Hulk. I mean, that's a lot of fucking villains, but that also sounds really, 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 really like the ground-based Spider-Man story we want. There's one more little bit of casting things we have to go over. And multiple scoopers have thrown this out there. Y'all remember when Alex Perez in his, I believe it was his April, or no, it was the March, because Lizzie did April's. His March Discord Q&A. Remember when he was talking about, allegedly there was going to be 2 female villains? But remember how he was talking about, I mean, the important part is female villain. So let's keep that in mind. Remember how he was talking about, the costume department researching Eastern Asian inspired costumes for the female villain? Well, along the lines of female villain, we got an interesting bit of casting rumorage just earlier today. According to rumor, Nicole Kidman is being eyed to play a villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Marvel swinging for the fences, folks. Like, Marvel is swinging for the fences. It's crazy. Nicole fucking Kidman as one of the female villains of Brand New Day. Let's do a head count here. Scorpion, Boomerang, Tombstone, Tarantula, Hulk, Nicole Kidman. We're already up to 6 fucking villains. Admittedly, they're all street level. But that's 6 fucking villains in this movie. Like, just that in and of itself makes the Punisher thing seem a lot more likely. Great value, Sinister Six. I mean, oh shit, yeah, good call. Um, yeah, Bruce would be the logical heir. Too bad. Damage control now has all the Stark tech, and Val has the tower. So that's a bit of an issue. Um, so that's a shit ton of villains. Again, to me, that lends credence to the Punisher for as a reason the Punisher rumor is getting started again. Because let's face it, Peter would need help with just the Hulk alone. Now we're talking about five more villains, street level as they are. We're still talking about five more fucking villains. Peter's gonna need some fucking help. And of course, you'll have the dynamic, this a very similar dynamic between Peter and Frank as you got between Daredevil and Frank on the shows. Insofar as Peter's not going to want Frank to go completely Frank, if you know what I mean. He's not going to want Frank to kill Scorpion, Tombstone, Boomerang, Tarantula, and whoever the fuck Nicole Kidman's playing. He's not going to want that. He's probably not going to allow that. So we'll have that dynamic back again. Now, obviously, Peter is much more of a wisecracker and a talker. I could actually see, like, I could actually see Castle backhanding him one time, telling him to shut up. Like, I really could. I didn't know Sony Marvel deal included one Marvel character in every Sony movie until now. Yeah, that was part of the deal. We get to use Spider-Man, and they get to borrow one character, at least, yeah, at least one character of the MCU's in their movie. So, Incredible Hulk fits the bill for that too. Oddly enough, because there's still something wonky about the Hulk rights with Universal, but evidently they're in a good enough place to where Marvel can be like, "Yep, here's your MCU character. Have a Hulk." I mean, that's the only explanation is Universal's cool with it. Evidently, Sony's cool with it. So, but yeah, that's a ton of villains. He's gonna need some fucking help. And Frank Castle, at least for street level villains, sans the Hulk, it's some pretty fucking good help to have. So yeah, I that many villains, that to me vastly increases the odd of that Frank Castle rumor being true. Odds of that Frank Castle rumor being true. Now, again, all of this news, and tell me if I'm wrong. All this news screams grounded Spider-Man movie that many, many, many people want, including Fight. Does it not? What do you think, chat? Do you agree? Disagree? All these villains and stuff just scream street level. Something says, I think the Universal deal is Marvel can't make a just Hulk movie, but he can guest star. Could be wrong. It's probably something like that, I would imagine. And there hasn't been a Hulk movie since Norton, so yeah, maybe he just can't be the lead, but he can be in an ensemble. That makes sense. Spider-Man 4 is still an ensemble. He's not the lead. Tom Holland is. So I imagine if that's not exactly it, it's probably close. Yeah, what do you think, guys? All the evidence pointing to street level. Yay, nay? Yes, no, maybe so. Well, I'll tell you, it does all that, all that casting, all that news does most assuredly point in the direction of a grounded, street level Spider-Man movie. It really does. There's nothing cosmic in there. There's nothing multiversal in that list. Lou was having it, except for one person. And that was the casting that we mentioned all the way back at the beginning. That could throw a monkey wrench into the grounded Spider Man story. That's Sadie Sink. The casting of Sadie Sink could completely make this at least a partially multiversal movie. Yes, exactly, Icarus, the Sadie Sink. Why? Well, if we stick with the fact that if we stick with the speculation that she is playing a redheaded character, MJ in the MCU is Zendaya. So option one, she's playing Mary Jane Watson. There's no Mary Jane Watson in the 616. I suppose they could shoehorn her in there as the 616 Mary Jane Watson, and Peter didn't meet her till college, but that'd be a little weird. Now, if she's playing Mayday Parker, that seals it because Mayday is definitely not from the 616 universe. Spider-Man hasn't had any kids. We're not even sure if Spider-Man's had sex yet. So if it's Mayday Parker, boom, instant multiversal. Instant. So there's that, and there's also one more little fact that says this movie will not be 100% street level. There will be multiversal aspects to it. And that is, see, a lot of people celebrated when Doomsday got moved to December. Because now Spider-Man 4 was coming out, and it was free of the multiverse. Well, guess what? Wrong. Because now Spider-Man 4 is the last movie right before Doomsday. In other words, it's the lead-in to Doomsday. And if you are leading into the beginning of the end of the multiverse, your movie's got to be some. There's got to be some multiverse in your movie if it's the last movie before fucking Doomsday. Like you literally have no choice. None. You could make, as Delta Dan said, an 80 to 90% street level movie, and then do some multiversal shit like in the third act and or post credit scenes. Although, if you're leading right into Doomsday, it needs to be in the main part of the movie and not just post credit scenes. At least in my mind. So yeah, that's definitely a way they could do it. But no matter which way you look at it, you are not getting a 100% grounded street level Spider-Man movie yet. You're still going to have to wait for Spider-Man 5 after Secret War. But that could be where they seal up the Wilson Fisk as Mayor Dark Reign storyline from the comics. Is that what it was? Dark Reign, or was Dark Reign when Osborn was running Shield? It's one of those two. Dark Reign. I can't remember. What are you doing? That's cool. Excuse me. So cats. Anyway, So yeah, the news on this movie has literally been a roller coaster for like years. Over a year at least. Possibly two. I can't remember for sure anymore. But it's been crazy. It's been back and forth. It's been wild. Even all this shit is still pretty wild. 6 fucking villains, one of them Savage Hulk. Like, what the fuck? So, when it comes down to it, chat, we still don't know what the fuck this movie is. But I think we can all agree that the most likely scenario for what we're going to get from Spider Man Brand New Day still next July. I still think that would be a mistake. I'm starting to think I might be wrong about them definitely moving it, but if they don't move it, I still think that's dumb as fuck. But that's beside the point. I think what we're going to get when we walk into theaters next July or whenever, but most especially if it stays coming out before Doomsday, is we're going to get pretty much what Delta Dan stated earlier. We're going to have a movie that is street level, primarily street level. It depends if they want to sprinkle a little hint in here and there. But it's going to be primarily street level for 2.5 acts, maybe 2 3/4. But it's going to have to get multiversal at the end because it is a lead in to Avengers Doomsday. So in my mind, it's got to have some multiversal something, even in the main part of the movie. I think that's the best choice. They could limit it to just post credit. You never know. But I feel like since this is your lead in, fucking go big ish. Final 7 to 10 minutes. Well, maybe even 5 to 7. You can pack a lot in 5 minutes. Maybe even just like let's use this for an example. The end of Endgame, like however long they took for like the funeral and all that shit. That would be an appropriate length of time, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be even that long. That would be an appropriate length of time to have in your third act to set up Doomsday. Hey, Chris. It's the MCU Spider-Man. It's going to have MCU Hulk in it. It doesn't matter that's a Sony movie. It's laid out, produced, filmed by Marvel. It's an MCU movie that Sony gets a chunk of, basically, is what it is. And also, every other Spider-Man movie is in MCU continuity. Every Spider-Man appearance is in MCU continuity. Civil War going on forward. It's going to lead to the it's an MCU movie. Like it's an MCU movie. Just because Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man doesn't mean this isn't an MCU movie. It just means they are allowing him to be in an MCU movie and taking a chunk of it because they own the movie rights. Maybe Doom says Spidey and whoops Hulk, and then we get the RDJ face reveal to trip Peter the fuck out. That I will let me. Okay, so this is how that would work. I can see them putting that in Brand New Day if they can't get Holland signed for Doomsday. If they get Holland signed for Doomsday, that shit gonna happen in Doomsday. And there's like a ton of Doomsday news. It's crazy. But I'm not streaming that long. They saw that shit for Saturday. Fuck, the Perez's May Q&A is already out. I haven't even gotten to that yet either. I'll talk about that on Saturday. But yeah, that's a possibility, but it all depends on whether they get Holland signed for Doomsday. I'm pretty sure they'll find a way to get it done. So, yeah, that'll probably happen in Doomsday. But if for whatever reason they can't lock Holland down for Doomsday, then I can definitely see that happening in Spider-Man 4. Setting up what will happen with Spidey in Secret Wars if they can't get him for Doomsday. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think the most likely scenario is 2.75 to 2. We'll say 2.6. We'll say 2.6 to 2.8 acts grounded street level, and then the last 20 to 30% of Act 3 is multiverse and a post credit. Yes, what I think, chat. That's what I think. What do you think? I know what Delta Dan thinks. That's what I think we're getting, chat. That's what I think Spider-Man 4 is. A lot of street level stuff. Fighting, at least initially, fighting, Scorpion, Tombstone, Boomerang, Tarantula, allegedly. And then we're going to inject the Savage Hulk, probably late second act. Early third act. It'll probably be early third act. The question is, up until Savage Hulk emerges, will Professor Hulk be helping Peter deal with the street level threats? With the aforementioned villains. Again, those being Scorpion, Tombstone, Boomerang, Tarantula, and whoever the fuck Nicole Kidman, or whoever the fuck they want Nicole Kidman to play. They're just eyeballing her, which kind of translates to there's been phone calls and maybe an offer. But it is by no means a certainty that they're getting Nicole Kidman. Yeah. That's what I think we're getting. I think that's Spider-Man Brand New Day. I think mostly street level, multiversal at the end. Probably Professor Hulk and Peter. Don't know how they'll meet. Maybe in college. Maybe Professor Hulk will be teaching a class or at least guest lecturing or some shit. Well, that's how he'd meet Peter. I don't know. Something will happen, and Professor Hulk will try and intervene at the same time as Spidey does. That's how they'll meet, probably something along those lines. Maybe even when Spidey's fighting one or more of the above or aforementioned list of villains. Maybe that's how they meet. They meet fighting those yutzes, form a partnership, and then whatever the fuck happens, and Bruce goes nuts. We get dope-ass Savage Hulk back. And then at the very end, some sort of multiversal hijinks ensue, probably due to Sadie Sink, who's been doing who the fuck knows what throughout this movie. Probably helping Peter in some way. And then, hopefully, just for shits and giggles, they sprinkle us in a little Punisher, too. There you have it, chat. Spider-Man Brand New Day. at least according to Chillin. What do you think? You down? You hope Marvel does it, if not exactly like that, at least something like that. Agree, disagree, thoughts, questions, concerns. That's all I got for you tonight. What's the Punisher Ultimate suit called? I do not recall. It would be cool if Peter and Professor Hulk build him that to help with street shit. Then Bruce goes Savage Hulk. That would be sick. That would be sick. Big kitty. Him, big kitty. Say hi. Hi. Hi, basement crew. He is so mad. Look at him. Hi, basement crew. Look at that face. Holy shit. He is so pissed. All right. Look. That was awesome. Okay. Yes, they are so cute and lovable when they're not being little assholes. Of course, that's also kind of cute. Actually, that's most living creatures. They're cute and lovable unless they're being assholes. Not all. Well, more than half. All right, chat. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Questions, thoughts, concerns about what we already talked about? Anything else? Anything you want to bring up? Anything you've seen, heard? Got an off the topic DC question for you. All right, shoot. Lay it on me. Lay it on me. Do it. Shit. I'm going to go grab another pop while you type your question. I'll be right back. Did I talk about Professor X? No. I will talk about that right after I answer Delta Dan's question. Thank you for reminding me. I'll be right back. Oh, thank you, Brooke. Join the Discord. Forgot that. And also, if you have not done so yet, please hit all the buttons. Hit the like. Everyone needs to hit the like. If you have not yet subscribed, then you need to hit that and the notification bell as well. Pretty please and thank you. And also join the Discord. Did you see that Warner Brothers bought the Tyler Sheridan movie from Paramount that stars Brandon Splinter? Everyone's fan casting as Batman. Coincidence? I did not see that. Brandon Splinter. I mean, it very well could be coincidence, or that is. Later, Prez, man. Thanks for stopping by. Good, always good to see you, my guy. Hmm. All right, Spicy Dan. Appreciate you, man. Always good to see you. Y'all motherfuckers come back on Saturday. What? The Tyler Sheridan movie from Paramount that stars Brandon Splinter. Batman fan cast. Hmm. I mean, it could be a coincidence. But that is definitely that is definitely intriguing, I must say. Hmm. 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 Okay. All right. As Icarus brought up, just one moment. Pull this up real quick. Okay. So, was this yesterday afternoon? My time dropped this little tidbit. Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad and Power Rangers. Power Rangers? What the fuck? Is being eyed to play Professor X slash Charles Xavier in the MCU. Fucking A, man. I like it. Here's the thing. Here's what's really, really fun about this. So this is yesterday. She dropped this like this is this big old breaking thing. Holy shit! Marvel's looking at Bryan Cranston for Professor X. Would you look at this here? Look at this here thumbnail. Look at this here channel that this thumbnail was on. This is a stream that barely got watched from 10 days ago. So not this past Saturday, but the previous Saturday. And look at the thumbnail here. Daniel Day-Lewis is Magneto. Bryan Cranston is Professor X. Holy shit. This is old fucking news. My time to shine. Hello. Now, I can't remember who brought it up first. But, it's old news. Y'all should go back and watch the video if you haven't, or the stream. But yeah. While cool. And I'm totally here for a Bryan Cranston Professor X. Yeah, that's old news, y'all. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, I threw that out on TwitX after I saw my time coming. I'm like, guys, this ain't new. And I reposted that stream for proof. But yeah, I'm totally down for Bryan Cranston as Professor X, though. I think he'd fucking kill it. I think he would fucking kill it. I'm in favor. Don't know that they'll land him, but I'm in favor of it. Yeah. All right, Chizat. Anything else? Because I'm thinking it's about time to get the fuck out of here. So I can go relax a little while and then fucking go to bed. So I can get up and go to work. Because right now this is just a hobby. It don't pay me shit. So any final anythings, chat? All right. It is time to end the stream then. Chat. I really, truly, deeply appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. You guys are what makes the streams great, and I appreciate you more than words can ever say. Thank you for being here. Pretty, please come back, and that includes you guys too on the replay. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all too. I appreciate anyone who clicks on anything on this channel. So thank you. And if you'd be so kind, again, please hit all the buttons, join the Discord, and come back this coming Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the usual Saturday night stream we have down here in the basement. So thank you, basement crew. We'll see y'all Saturday night at 9. Peace. Y'all remember when Josh used to use like fun music like this? I just gotta give him crap about something once in a while. But you remember he used to do that. He used to. Anyway, I love y'all. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. And I hope to see y'all right back here again Saturday night where we go over all the stuff that I couldn't get to tonight and whatever else pops off between now and then. Thank you. Y'all are the dopest. I love you. And remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Have a good rest of your week, y'all. Peace.